I'm at Razor Ridge today, and I was hoping that the water would be a bit more clear. I was hoping to see if I can maybe sight cast to some fish, but for some reason it looks like all of the ponds are getting a bit on the dingy side. Still have clarity to at least a couple of feet, but I just can't see too much further out. Maybe I'm guessing 10-15 feet. Anyhow, I think I'll start on this side just because the sun's over there and don't want it in my eyes. There's a lot of ducks out here. When I left the house today, it was 26.8 degrees, so quite cold right now. If you haven't been to Razor Ridge before, you can see it's actually quite a nice little pond. It's not very big, but enough to have a few, probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 different spots for fishing. So, not too bad. Usually it does get busy later in the day. Well, I ended up grabbing the wrong rod this morning. I thought I was grabbing my ultralight, but I didn't. So I'm going to start with the double drop shot rig that I have on my other rod. Let's see how it goes. I think this one's set up with 6-pound line, so I won't get as much of a distance if I use lighter weight lures. There's a little bite. There's a second. Okay, let's try something a little higher up. I'm going to try some helgamites that I got off of Amazon. This one's about 1.5 inches, so should be good for some larger trout. I'm not sure how well it's going to catch this time of year right now. I'm thinking I really need something with action and a little higher up. Looks like a nice slow retrieve is all that's needed. It's not going far. I wanted to jig this, but it's just too light, so I've added a weighted bobber to get a little more range on this. So I have it at around 4 feet right now. Well, the bite was slow on that side, so I'm going to try over here. Not sure if it's any better, but hoping that change of location makes a difference. Don't want to have to tie on a spinnerbait just yet, just because my hands are cold. Oh, one last cast. There we go. Tied on this 1/6 ounce Roostertail, hoping I can use that with this rod. Much nicer. I got a little more distance finally. Yes! And that's what I was thinking, is if I switch to something that moves, I'll catch a fish. It's one of those things that you never know what's gonna catch the fish for that day. First cast with the spinnerbait, and we have a 10-inch trout. Nice little trout. Looks like the fins are worn. I think I'm going to make a few casts at each of these little spots heading back to the parking lot and head home for breakfast. It's just a very slow morning over here at Razor Ridge. Not sure why. Oh, there's a turtle underneath there. Not sure if it's because it's very, very cold. Look at that guy. He's just floating. I wonder if they're just very cold right now, and I don't know what turtles do when it's cold like this, but there's two of them. Anyhow, if you come out to Razor Ridge early in the morning, it could be slow. It could be that they haven't started their ritual of hunting, that sort of thing. I've had to switch to a spinnerbait, and that could be part of it also. If I had something that can cast further out with some bait, I might be better off. But it's a nice pond, and there's a lot of ducks out on the pond now, so be careful where you're casting. Make sure you don't hook them or cast into them. They like to come to shore, and as you can see with this little one in front of me, they're actually quite brave. They will come up to you. I think that's because they're used to people feeding them. There was a guy out here earlier that was feeding some ducks out on that other side, so I think they're just used to human interaction. Until my next video, tight lines.